Alright, our third and final deck tonight. We are trying out this Temur Marvel list that did really well in this set championship a couple weeks back. The person piloting it, I think, went 6-1, 7-0, something like that. Had a really good record, one of the best records of any non-Phoenix or Velamarcus player. And there's a old banned in standard card. So you pay 6 energy and get to cast a spell from the top of your library. You have all these different things. You can make some energy. And the thing you're hoping to hit with Aetherworks Marvel is Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger, which normally would be pretty hard to reliably hit, except we have Brainstorm to try and sneak it on top of the deck. And against the slower decks, you even have these Shark Typhoons in the board you can put on top of the deck with Brainstorm, which is just like a fine card to cast for 4 mana, right? So a very linear deck trying to do its thing. I'm a little bit suspect of it, but I want to see how it does. Because the person who just piloted it in the set championship did very, very well. Felt worth a try. Today is an incinerating our ladder rank stream on cool looking decks. Yeah, the tomes and the sharks. It's a good plan. I agree. With Quandrix Apprentice, we could stack our deck for Aetherworks Marvel. Big think. Oh. Alright. See how this goes. Wow, this hand's so close to good. I think we have to mulligan. 3 Spirecloth Canals. There's so many here. This, however, is quite good. I just get rid of the Aether Thief, I suppose, for now. Don't know that we want it in this matchup, whatever we're against. Cave Goblins, thank you for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Welcome to everyone joining us. Cave Goblin stream. Right, so we know we can... I guess it's really awkward because now I can't Iteration on turn 3 necessarily. I can Refiner on turn 3, so we'll be fine. A little bit worried about the Jeskai control matchup. Lots of counter spells to the Marvels. See how it goes. All Temur all the time. Temur's just a good color combo. You have the 2 good colors, plus any other color. I shouldn't say that because then people say I just implied Sultai is a good color combo. Oop. Oh, this is brutal. This is so good against our Rogue Refiner. Jeez. Guess we're just not casting it. This is gonna be a tough little game here. Narset on the play. Temur is the Sultai of red. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess we are going to see if this resolves. Narset's so rude. So incredibly rude. Yeah, shutting down our refiners. It's so brutal. Might be packing up this game real quick. see if our elk resolves. Come back to Marvel on the stack. Ah, Ether Meltdown, exactly what I wanted. 6-7 mana, can't quite a bit away from casting an Ulamog. Yep, people have been picking up Justice Strike, right? I played against it on ladder like on Friday. It was very surprising. I wonder why that card's suddenly seeing so much play. Maybe because it interacts with Coma. It can kill like an overgrown Sprite Dragon. mean... But I wish I could grab both of these, but the Brainstorm doesn't actually do anything because of the Nasset. 6, 7. Yeah, like a bit of me already wants to scoop, but we have this Ulamog in hand. Ulamog does do a lot of work against them. So maybe we can get there. Just let me put 2 cards on top of my library. Powerful. So powerful. Exactly what I wanted. Problem is... Okay, so if I hit lands in time, I'm gonna... But this is gonna be on 8 loyalty. So they get to ult the Tef the turn before we can Ulamog it. But I guess I have to cast this. And hope that I can get in an attack on the Tef somehow against all odds. Feels bad not drawing the card, but have to do what we can here. Finally a target for our meltdowns. Yeah, our Rogue Fighter. Indeed. Well. So now we're on Draw Marvel. Hope it resolves.
Let's skip to the good part.
It definitely seems like it's going to be one of the tougher matchups, especially free board. Yeah, Green Castle for Ulamog is nice, right? Ooh. I mean... Can we have this one, opponent? Assume the answer's no? Yeah. Sideboarding here. Get a lot of sideboard here at least. We get 4 negates, 3 typhoons, 3 maze mine tomes, a couple fries. We can take out the meltdowns. Beef. Puzzle nuts. Lightnings. What do we think the final trim is, chat? Everything seems good now. We got all the bad cards out the deck. I don't know. Everything seems so good now. Maybe I can just like trim a harvest or whatever. Alright, so... Oh yeah, we have less energy for Marvel. That's true. So we could probably just trim a Marvel. I think we want all the Ulamog Dokumoi. I think you reach a point where you just start hardcasting them if you can survive the early game. No, I do think we were meant to trim a Marvel, most likely. Good hand. We have Tome on the play, which is lovely. Yeah, hardcasting Ulamog just feels like surprisingly realistic, it feels like. Alright, I kind of hate scrying, but I just like need lander ups. Well, let's fire this off. Get the forest, or... I just need an island at some point is the thing. Okay. And we can say go, draw a card off our tome. No, I do think we're meant to trim a Marvel, since we don't have as much energy in the deck now. Like, it's still a card they can't really let resolve, But there are going to be times where it does resolve and is not as impactful as we'd like. It feels like. Spell Pierce, that's not bad. So we can use this to get a land. Find an Ether Hub, excellent. And then I assume we just say go here, draw a card off the tome, have Pierce open for an Arset or whatever. Alright. Land drops are amazing. And I want to cast this Rogue Refiner, it feels like. Can maybe wait a turn. I can do this one on land, play Spire, bluff Canal, say go. Sure. Oh, most exciting hit, but fine. Brainstorm, sure. And the next time we get to start trying to resolve things. Start pressuring their mana. We are. It does feel like we're in a decent position to try and get to Ulamog at some point. Draw that card. Okay, so like to resolve a Rogue Refiner. That's allowable. Amazing. Oh, now we have to discard, which is real poopy. I guess we can just discard a Fry since we have two. However, yeah, maybe I was meant to cast Marvel because discarding is just like real stinky. If this resolves, that was probably pretty bad. Shark. Oh. Now I can just cash this in instead of discarding. Still have my Pierce open. Amazing. So definitely want to attack first. This is a Marvel turn, so I don't have to. Oh no, I don't have to discard if I do this, right? I do, most likely, actually. Okay, so this is a Marvel turn. See if they care about it. Sure. That is fine. So we have 7 mana, 3 more land drops needed. And then we're gonna start exiling all their lands 2 by 2. I wonder if I want to brainstorm end of their turn to try and set up my iteration. It's like possible, right? Wow, they have Shocking against me? Surprising. Can I just do it on my turn? I think I want to do it now. Okay. iteration. These are some land drops. That gets me all the way to Ulamog. Marvel is back. I don't know about that, but it sure is Marvel. Oh, we have a castle too. We can actually just start Ulamogging next turn even, right? Wild. 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. Marvel never left our hearts. I'm so excited for these Ulamogs. Oh wow. Is this the Marvel Cinematic Universe you've heard so much about? Oh my god. I wonder if I want to wait one turn, make a big shark, and then have Spell Pierce alongside the Ulamog. I think I might, because at the moment they're scared and they're not tapping out for any planeswalkers. I'm pretty okay with that situation. Get a 7/7. Okay. Yeah, this used to be the best deck in Standard. Not by like a wide margin, but it was also really obnoxious to play against. One. I guess I should go after their red sources since it's going to be impossible to keep them off of white mana? Sure. Resolves. Very. I don't have time for this. I mean, what are you gonna do? Tuck the Ulamog?
Right on schedule.
Sure. Resolves. That just happens. Chomp. Yeah, they gave me an extra Ulamog. Amazing, huh? Goodbye, red mana. Oh, that makes it all worth it. That makes it all worth it, to be honest. I was gonna take out a Marvel for an Abundant Harvest, right? Lilialdi. The counter to just go around. I mean, game one feels virtually unwinnable, to be fair. Game one is not pretty. Well, this hand's close to great. We'll find you later, Ulamog, don't worry. Don't you worry, friend. It's my favorite format in Magic, Cube. Easy Cube. Not close. I don't know which I meant to name her. Yes, I'll name land there. Okay. Oh, by the way, here's my buddy. It's a god that shreds reality. You know, reasonable stuff. Reasonable stuff. Ooh, that's quite the magic card. God, I'm just so scared of Narset. I guess I just have to say go. They memory lapse me and then play Narset. I just like want to curl up. Sure. Resolves. I think I just cast this. It's like a little bit sad if it gets countered, but I think a heart will go on, you know? Got plenty of other card advantage coming. Gotta get through these vetoes at some point. Cast the Rogue Refiner. You get to start making Castle Ardenvale tokens, so that's like pretty slow. We're always just building towards like eventually logging them, right? I don't suppose Marvel somehow gets around Grafdigger's Cage versus a weird because of weird wording like Mizzix's Mastery and whatever do. That would be real pleasant if it did. That would be kind of the dream. Not believe it does. Heartbreaking, I guess. Yeah. That makes sense. Makes sense that that wording wouldn't net you. Oh, there's our friend. 4 lands away. How do you think this card lines up against Grafdigger's Cage, chat? I might just Expressive Iteration this turn. That's fine. It's more likely to hit lands. And if it eats a counter, it means it's more likely my negate resolves. Amazing. That was actually kind of amazing. I have double negate now. And we hit our lander up. Struggle to draw it up better, honestly. Aha. Aha, powerful card. I guess we're just swinging with the Refiner and letting it trade with tokens, shrugging. Oh my gosh. You're not wrong about Ulamog's attitude. towards Grafdigger's cages. See if they burn a counter on it. Maybe at some point. The thing is, I really want to develop another refiner, it feels like. Try and dig for my land drops, right? Like, hitting our land drops is just so important as long as we get this card in hand. It's just like every turn, as long as we hit a land drop, we're going to be in such a great position knowing there's an Ulamog around the corner. Hey there, Soda. I'm doing well. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, we can fry this end of turn. They're on 10. Shock and Deafening Clarion, both in. Wild. I don't particularly care about this one. Gonna level with you. Gonna level with you. I believe I am meant to fry this, so I can keep taking the game at a slow pace. Excellent, that's another land. But yeah, that gets me to 9 mana. I'm like reasonably confident I'm just meant to cast the Rogue Refiner to try and fish for my 9th land. So I can guarantee an Ulamog next turn. Zero shock mana base, it's wild, right? Why would you play Shocklands? Shocklands overrated. If we can get a Marvel on board before we cast the Ulamog, that means that we get to immediately activate. I'm a little bit worried that if I cast Ulamog, they can go to Fairy Tuck, but then we like redraw an Ulamog. Seems kind of acceptable to me, right? I guess they can counter. I'm just gonna Aetherworks Marvel and say go this turn, I guess. And then we can go for the Ulamog next turn. This is like really bad for me if they make a big shark, yes? And then I just exile the shark, it's fine. Could put Gigantha in hand there. I think I'd rather just have double negate up in case they decide to go for a Tef. They make a 4/4. Sure. Spells, yeah. To 11. Wow. Terrifying, so they probably have another shock in hand. It's a 5/5. It's like a free inclusion, why wouldn't you play it? If it's free to have a Gigantha, you should just have... If it's free to have a companion, you should just have a companion. You know? Companions are so broken. Yeah, that's a little bit what I was scared of. Alright. We lose that. Well, we say go. Oh. So I guess I wait for them to put a thing on the stack and then I activate, because then I can hit Negate? No, I'm not marveling. Because, we only have like a handful of Ulamogs and stuff. I'd rather just be able to do it at instant speed or on the end of their turn like this. I guess now I can just do it in my turn. I only have 10 in. Oh, but if we hit something, we get like a respin. Okay, I'm gonna do this now. In their end step. Mari command. Not amazing. You draw 2, make a treasure. Treasure is another energy. These negates have been surprisingly disappointing, but now I guess we get to protect our shark with them. I'll cast shark. I don't think it's gonna resolve. I think they have a veto over there. The thing. It's so weird to me they've just like not been casting planeswalkers. Well, if I knew I was drawing a third negate, I might have handled that slightly differently. Let's say go. They already threw one Justice Strike. That is not the most scary thing they could do with that turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can make a 9/9 shark, or I can make like a 7/7 with negate backup, which might be better. Oh, I don't want to crack the treasure. I'm just gonna hold the treasure open and crack it when I feel like it. Like, I don't need to crack the treasure, so I might as well hold it. Because I might want the mana, right? Later on. That was a really bad draw. Ooh. Okay. I guess I could, yeah, this is fine. So now I can attack with my shark. I guess they can cycle a shark of their own and that would be brutal, but they didn't do that last turn. Yeah, I can get the energy when I want it, but the energy wasn't useful to me at that time, right? Is the thing. Whereas now it is useful. Well, even now it isn't useful. I just keep saying go here. Hold open the Marvel activation rather than letting them know what's there. It's kind of sweet. We might actually beat Jessica Control with this deck. Ooh, there's a shark. Oh, we already drawn most of the negates, so hitting a counterspell is fairly unlikely. So I guess I will activate now. Oh wow. This is a shark typhoon. It gets, oh wow, it didn't even get vetoed. That's ludicrous. Okay then. Now we can cycle a shark. Have negates up to make more sharks. Sorry, Dokomoy. Are you really sorry? Really sorry? Wow, they're just letting me cast a shark before they attack. This makes things so much easier for me. And another shark? We really couldn't have timed these negates better, huh? All these tutus. So many tutus. We did it! We beat Jeskai Control. We beat like a tier 1 deck. With our derpy Aetherworks Marvel deck. I'm so happy right now. Beat them with Taron, yeah? Oh. We found the counter to Jeskai Control. No more tutus, we might as well be... So many tutus, we might as well be a ballet. Indeed, Rhea. Indeed. Open those packs. You raise a little bit too late. I'll do it for the next round. I want to see. I want to see what's inside. Alright, let the marveling continue. What a marvelous deck. Sure. This is turn 4 Marvel activation on the play. I'm surprised we're not playing Servant of the Conduit. That's interesting to me. Oh, is this gonna be Niv on the opposing side? Would I rather get a blue source or a green source? Yeah, some Servants over some Aether Meltdowns. I assume Aether Meltdown's in the deck because of... Is it Phoenix? It's like a pretty good card against the card Arclight Phoenix, to be fair. Hopefully a Marvel Mirror. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I guess. Next time we can grab a mountain. Yeah, so it is Niv by the looks of things. Slightly rude. So I guess they take Refiner here? Or attune with Aether if they're feeling aggressive. Huh? Ha! Get destroyed, opponent. Get destroyed. This guy creativity music stack. There's a Temur version of Coma, which is doing a very similar thing. We tried it out on stream last week and it felt like actually surprisingly pretty good. Not nearly as good as the old version, but you know, decently impressive. There's a Locust God. Oh yeah, that's a slightly different deck. That deck's awesome. That one's been around for like half a year now. Maybe longer. That one's been around for like over half a year. Popped up last year at some point. It's so cool. One of the sweeter decks in Historic. Get in there, Rogue Refiner. I believe in you. No, it's a Lightning Helix. Alright. Obviously this result. Just wondering what to do. You can get down an Aether Thief to start drawing cards, but I probably just want to loot it away realistically. I should just play a red source out so I can do that. I'm a little bit worried about this being Fort Seas, but they do have answers once it's on board too. Is the problem. Oh, there's also Drown in the Luck though. I'm just gonna play this out. Because there's Drown in the Luck. There's Fort Seas. They only have like one Binding, one Mortality Spear, and Teferis to answer it once it's on board. And this way, Prismari Command can maybe let us spin it next turn if we want. I'm gonna try this. They Beto main? Not if they're on my Niv list, which they seem to be because they have a basic swamp. Which is very atypical for Niv. And is something I played. Hope everything is safe and well. Yeah, it's going pretty well, Scotchy. Going pretty well. Good to have you here. Alright, so now we can make a treasure. Draw to make a treasure. The treasure lets us activate this marvelous card.
Wow, I have been subbed for 30 centuries.
Petri, thank you for the 3,000 years or 30 centuries of support. Good to see you. Can play this one out because then I get to put my elk in hand. Really want to. The thing is, I could hit a spell pierce for a Teferi, but I feel like I just want to try and swing for the fences. We did not, in fact, hit said fences. This lets me spin again next turn. I mainly just aren't worried about them answering the marble. I guess this like just helps me hit land drops. My Ulamog. And now we can spin again next turn anyway if they play a Niv. Oh, awesome, cat girl. Really happy for you that you get to start that.
I'm known for my
It's a real big moment.
timing.
6/7 mana. Epic match versus Paolo. It was a real good one. It was a real good one. Glad you enjoyed it. This can't target planeswalkers, right? It cannot. Printed a bit too long ago for that. We get rid of the marble. Oh, but now that Teferi's gonna die. That's so good for me. I'm like actually really happy about that, right? I couldn't activate it again.
Really should have seen that.
Amazing. I just have 2 creatures in play, and I am at 7 mana for Ulamog. If I resolve an Ulamog, I don't really know how they deal with it. I guess they have to have Drown in the lock open, but to counter it on the stack, that is a land. Eight here. I guess if I cast this, I shuffle the marble. So I can wait a turn on this, right? Like, we can't, like, we can cash in these Harness Lightnings to be able to activate the marble. It feels like the marble is gonna force them to, like, keep mana open or something. I don't know. Maybe this is silly. Maybe this is silly and I'm just meant to be, like, Harness Lightning their Gigantfer instead. This might be ridiculous. Ah, I see. Niv. Niv Mizzet. The one and only. Other than all those other Nivs. Okay, they hit a Drown in the lock. It's a good one to hit. I would like cast this Aetherworks Marvel. You have to drown it realistically. Feels like. Alright, so now I get to go Attune for land, harness lightning the Niv. And put them to free. And if we draw an untapped land, we get to Ulamog. They have to answer our board, and even if they do, might be an Eldritch Monstrosity coming that way. That is not the actual scariest. Does make energy. Alright, guess we're going for it.
Hourly high.
Alchemical, Lily High. Thank you for the 17-month resub. Appreciate ya. Would wish to harness some lightning. Cool, we got there. We won game one. Game one seems like the hard one to win because you have all this removal. Post board, we get to have Maze Mine Tomes. I guess it's kind of scary that their like biggest threats get around the gate. That's definitely a little bit scary. Oh, the Moose taps. No, the Moose doesn't tap for mana for Ulamog because Ulamog doesn't have colored mana in its requirements, is the problem. I can keep in some Wood Weavers. It's not like the end of the world, right? Oh, you can filter. No, you can't. Wait, you can filter through Garenbrig. Oh, that's wild. That's so cool. You get to make a green and see the Moose makes 1 mana for the sake of Ulamog if you have Garenbrig in play. That's so cool. Ah, I did not notice that. Only one of them, but it's like, we only needed the 1 extra. I don't think we'd have gone through that, because we're like kind of... I guess we probably would have gone for that. Yeah, I guess that was the correct play on my side. But yeah, that's a really cool interaction. I love that. I kind of almost want the second puzzle knot just to keep Marvel scary. You know, because the games are definitely going to be a little bit faster here. This does kill Cage, which is pretty important. I don't know, we'll try it like this, but I have my eyes on those second Woodweavers. Yeah, it lets you cast on 8 lands in Gigantha. Because you get 1 from the Gigantha, and then the Castle Garenbrig is going +2 mana instead of +1. So you actually get to cast it off 8 lands. It's real sick. Gosh, so much Niv on the ladder today. Makes me feel proud. Strange hand. I don't know if this is actually any good. It's a little awkward if they discard me on 1. But generally that deck ends up discarding on 2 because of all the tap lands. So I think I'm going to keep it and hope that we can hit some discard spells with the pierces. I think this hand is weird, a little awkward, but I think it's fine. Yeah, you get to use the Gigantha mana for interaction. You can't negate with it, but you can, like, Spell Pierce. If you have that one in hand. Filter more mana any other way? I don't think there is. I think the fact that you can do that through Castle Garenberg is like really niche and weird. Thing. The actual filter lands, those would be like incredible with Gigantha, huh? Well, I'm not gonna say this is a bit awkward, but I might do an EOT brainstorm in a moment. The unholy play. Ooh. Ooh. Love to see it, honestly. Two tomes might be kind of a lot of tomes. Yeah, the scries ain't bad. At least we can get rid of Spell Piss. Just have the one. You're up. Oof. Yeah, I get to dodge the Spell Piss. Pretty strong. I could brainstorm, I'm just like not even sure what I'm looking to protect, you know? I guess the Abundant Harvest, but even that, it's like... They take the Marvel, sure. I mean, like, we can't activate the Marvel anytime soon, so it doesn't feel like I care much about protecting it. Is the thing. I will be scrying with this tome. Just to make sure we hit land drops. We get to go scry into Brainstorm to look for them. Guess now they could like Assassin's Trophy, but oh hey, awesome. So I'm going to be casting a tune next turn. Which will be shuffling away a card. I suppose it can shuffle away the Spell Pierce they know about, maybe? Possible it should be shuffling away the other tome. Alright, get a non-land and Seeker. Okay, they're not playing a 5-drop this turn. Oh, I'm so happy about that. That is a big relief. Definitely what I was scared of there was them jamming a 5-drop. Alright, I can play this. I think I'm playing another tome here. Because that can be used to scry away a card I put back with my brainstorm. This is not meta. This is a deck that did very well at the recent set championship. And seemed sweet. And I thought, hey, let's give it a try. Been pretty fun so far. We ended up beating Jeskai with it, which was very surprising. I assumed that matchup would be nigh on unwinnable, but our sideboard plan was just like very strong. Okay. That is an elk. But into a graveyard, wow, this doesn't help. That's so brutal. I'm just gonna fire off one of these now. I think that's just fine. I wonder if I'm jamming Shark Typhoon. It's like pretty hard for them to remove. They'll have 4 answers in their deck, but if they don't have one, they kind of just lose the game. Yeah, binding is among those answers. It's like binding, spear, and Teferis. At least they could also have trophy in against me. But they get to cast a Niv to dig for an answer, which is annoying. It's like very possible this is incorrect. But I feel like I'm in kind of an awkward position, and if this works out, it like wins me the game. So I'm just gonna jam and hope. It's like really awkward, but I think it's just what we're meant to do. The other option is resolving Marvel and drawing a card, which is also like pretty reasonable, it feels like. I'm not quite sure which is better. Yeah, do it for the tubes. I mean, if we untap with the Shark Typhoon, it's gonna be really sick. D-Spark. Oof. Okay. That's a strong one. A nice little inclusion. It goes to my turn. Who started putting D-Spark in? I don't know. It's a really nice inclusion. I think it's one you're meant to be playing. I added a copy to my list on stream like last week. I think. Because it helps against Coma, which is huge. It's like pretty much just better than the other black-white card I had in the sideboard. Let's just play this out. Ever? Fracture, that's the one. Yeah, I think D-Spark is just like better Fracture in this meta. Because against the like Planeswalkery decks, you still hit all their Planeswalkers typically. But you also get to be able to hit Coma, which is a very scary card that people are playing a bunch of right now. They don't seem to have a Niv. That is good news for me. Yeah, you missed like Narset and Azcanta. People aren't really playing much Azcanta at the moment though. It feels like missing Narset is awkward, but Can like figure out other ways to deal with an asset typically. This is actually not terrible. I could use the Prismari command to propel myself towards Ulamog. I was planning on iterating this turn, but that's like not awful. Ulamog on top and cast it for free. I mean, that assumes that Marvel resolves. Is like a pretty big assumption. Gosh, casting Ulamog next time would be so good. So we can cast this. If they counter it, we get to Prismari command to make Ulamog next turn, and if they don't, we get to Puzzle Knot. I believe I let this resolve because I just really want to Ulamog. Turn early. Get this Gigantfer out the way. Okay. I can go create a treasure, draw 2. And we can get rid of this Puzzle Knot, which is nice. I don't think the negate's actually better than Expressive Iteration at this point, because we're going to be tapping out next turn anyway. I just kind of want something else proactive in hand for if they answer the Ulamog, so I can just keep doing things. Or if they, like, kill my treasure end of turn, it also gives me something to do as well that way, right? 2. Alright, get rid of the Gigantfer. And which land? They have 3 blue lands. They have 3 white lands. They have 2 red lands. They have 3 green lands. They have 1,000,000 black lands. So I guess I'm just hitting a triome. And it does not much matter which one. Oh, yeah. So I guess I just go after this. Sure. It doesn't really matter what we hit. It's a bad card we can discard guilt-free to Prismari command. It's amazing, I know. Such a powerful magic card right there. Well, this is only our second match of the deck. This deck's matches go long. I guess we've been facing these like controlling decks. Alright, here comes the Ulamog. I don't know how you answer it. I guess they could have another D-Spark. Extinction event. That's pretty good too. That's pretty good too. Now we get to go Iteration, maybe cast an Elk. We've dealt with their Elk, which is going to slow them down a bit. Huh. Kind of just want to Elk plus negate back up. Sounds reasonable to me. Do I negate this? I guess if they had a Teferi, They've probably had opportunities to cast it by now. And the only cards I would want to negate are like Teferi Iteration. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Checks out. No Niv, please. Rude. Well, we got like basically maximally punished there, so that's nice. Ah! Such a disaster. It's on the bottom. We don't know, so we might as well cast this. Awkwardly, I think we do have to play the tap land out, because otherwise we can't iteration into Ulamog necessarily.
Hold that thought.
Oh my gosh. Not holding open the gate went so badly for us. It couldn't possibly have gone worse for us. Let my elk go. And they have a cage too. Makes Marvel not a very good draw. Question is, do they have an answer to our elk? Iteration is gas. Iteration is such a sweet card. It's real powerful. Ulamog. 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 Come on, deck. Come on. Just once. Come on, deck. Marvel does not exile. Marvel gets stopped by cage. So they did not get Marvel down. Well, apparently that does not matter. Ah! Gosh, I felt like we were doing so well this game. Then they resolved a 5-drop. We flooded a little bit. Get god opponent. Take that marginal loss of value. Yep. Now they get to tuck the elk. Sure. So drawing to basically just Ulamog. Or things that find Ulamog. Or Spell Pierce. Draw to that too. Well. Looks like we're going to a game 3.
We need to move quickly.
That could be tuned more. Yeah, I don't disagree. Probably a bunch of things you could do to it. Well then, I don't think we changed the sideboarding much. Like, you can have Fry to kill Teferi, but it's really bad against the rest of their deck. Just run it like this. So that was the game where we resolved an early Maze Mine too. Got so many cards. Kinda petered out at the end though. Ran out of stuff to do. Whilst they were top deck in gas. It's fine. I'm gonna be on the play. Why play Tome when there aren't max copies of Iteration? They're very different cards. Tome is better against like control decks. You know, you like resolve it early and then puts them in a real tough spot. You just get so many cards off it, right? Whereas you can't jam an iteration on turn 2 against control, realistically. Sideboard Coma. Ooh. That's an interesting one. That might be better than like some of the Shark Typhoons. Okay, if they don't have a turn 1 discard spell, this hand is great. If they do, we might struggle a bit more. No, they have the Courtyard. No! Oh, they had one of the untapped sources. Alright. Gonna make this a lot tougher. I don't draw a land either. Am I just gonna be cycling the Shark Typhoon the sad way? Just good deck building, indeed. Niv too strong, honestly. Niv too strong. At least we got to cash in and negate there. Say go now. I might just be cycling a shark to hit my land drops here. It's like really unexciting, but I think we just should. Are they just killing the shark? Wild. That would be so aggressive. Alright, we have 3 in yard, so if we draw an untapped land, we can resolve this through Drown in the Lock. Which would be very sweet. Or, hear me out on this, chat, hear me out. Or we could draw another Aetherworks Marvel. Get in for one, little shark. I believe in you. The main thing I'm wondering playing this deck is whether you want to make like some sort of Temur ramp deck. That is like tops out an Ulamog. Because they're like casting Ulamog after casting a bunch of iterations and some interaction part of the deck is like really decent. And then you've got like this stinky like package of Aetherworks Marvel and all these energy cards. It feels like it's just gonna underperform in a lot of places. You got by that this morning, but it was just gates. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of trying something like that. Like, if people are gonna play these, like, mopey Jeskai decks and Niv decks, maybe you're just meant to be casting Ulamog. Maybe that's the answer. I don't know if I play Nissa necessarily. I don't know how I would want it to look. But God, I get destroyed by Teferi if I cast this, but I can't actually counter a Niv specifically. I don't know. I feel like I just have to jam. I feel like I'm just losing if I don't do anything and sit here passively. I don't think they would counter an Attune. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but there's so many like good things to counter in our deck. Oh, thank you. Glad you like it. Oh, they have the Teferi. Yeah, that's the one I could negate. Because I couldn't negate a Niv or a Gigantha, which is why like holding up negate isn't even that exciting against that deck. Like, this is part of what makes Niv so good. Is you have all these decks that like interact with these control decks by having counter spells, and they'll have like a negate or a mystical dispute or an ether gust in hand. But the threat base of having Niv, Gigantha, and Teferi means that no matter what your opponent has, you can probably play around it in some way and still resolve a threat. Which means just holding open those counterspells is suddenly really bad, because they end up lining up really poorly against the threat base, because you can only counter like half of it, and then you're not developing your plan by doing that. Definitely one of the things that has impressed me most about Niv in my time playing it is that it gets to just kind of ignore counter spells in that way a lot of the time.
I won't let you win. No time for a break.
Like, the converse is true too, right? Like, if this is an Ether Gust instead of a Negate and you hold it open for the Niv, and then they jam Tef, you're real sad. Unless it's Lapse. Yeah, but Lapse gets really awkward as the game goes on. Like, you Lapse and Niv Mizzet, what's gonna happen? They're just gonna play the Niv Mizzet next turn, right? And you're still gonna lose to it. Like, the Lapse is only good in that scenario if you have, like, a Teferi on board or something. This feels pretty over. Alright. So now I get to go brainstorm into Abundant Harvest. Should put these the other way around, but that was details. Oh my gosh, I need to stop doing this with the Brainstorm Abundant Harvest trick. It only reshuffles if you put two of the same type back, right? It's annoying. Well, in which case we're going to name land. And then Sago. I'm not used to playing Brainstorm and Abundant Harvest together. Now we've had like a whole stream of it in different decks. It's like real weird. It's a really weird shuffle effect. Pseudo shuffle effect. Okay, I get to take iteration. I assume. Yeah, don't think about it like a shuffle. Too much experience playing Brainstorm and Legacy is tripping me up in other formats. Five loyalty. Oh my gosh, they have so many cards. I mean, I'd much rather be ramping to Ulamog, like playing Growth Spiral, you know? Growth Spiral's broken. Play Growth Spiral. Growth Spiral isn't broken, bro. Growth Spiral's like fine. But still. You get to play Explore and Growth Spiral. Sounds nice. What am I doing? All these cards are amazing. What's the problem? I think I'm going this. This probably eats a counter. Oh wow, didn't. That's a little bit surprising. It eats a fracture, okay. I could just cast the harvest. I guess I'll wait till next turn, save my energy.
No time for a break.
I wonder if you could play Quandrix Apprentice in a ramp deck as like a sideboard card. They take out their early creature removal, you bring in Quandrix Apprentice and start casting it with your Explores. That sounds like kind of sweet. Non-land. You get to play a pile of Castle Gambrooks too, which are just like absurd with this card. I'm gonna say go, hold open my Brainstorm to protect my Ulamog from a Fort Seize.
We need to move quickly.
Or protect my Brainstorm from an Inquisition, apparently. This is awkward. I don't actually get to Ulamog next turn, which is pretty heartbreaking. Yeah, I'm like one land away. Alright. Yeah, Condor's Apprentice of Brainstorm is nice. Play a bunch of like Fable Passages and stuff to shuffle away the lands you're drawing. Alright, Cling to Dust is pretty good here. They have a lot of cards in Yard. I think I'm just gonna get down my Gigantha and hold open my Brainstorm. That a day. And next turn we get to exile to Fairy and their Gigantha. I don't know if that's going to be good enough. They're drawing a lot of cards, but best chance we got. Cabal Therapy to Historic. Can you even imagine how disgusting that would be in the Arcanist decks? I think that might just be too good. I don't know. Cast my Stitches Supplier, Miller Cabal Therapy. I don't know about that one. Right. Oh, they found a counter for the Ulamog. That's so heartbreaking. Quite heartbreaking. Alright. I wonder if I'm into... Alright, just let this hit me. Yes. I wonder if I brainstorm end of turn if there's any wild data around it. Probably not, right? One. And I should probably get rid of the 6/6 flyer, I suppose. Two. Okay.
Let me know if you're up for round.
They have a D-Spark? I guess? That's really bad for me, because it means they still have the drown and the lock in hand. That's a yike. Wow, this matchup feels hard. Niv, still just the best deck. Anyone who wants to win, play Niv. All the other decks are just worse. Stark needs creatures. Yeah, I'd like a creature version of the Mystic thingy-majiggy. I think that would be really cool. Oops. So they cling to dust. Get destroyed. Get destroyed. Is there any world in which they counter this? Huh. Huh. Yeah, that's not exactly the dream. Alright, free lands in hand, come on. You know you have free lands in hand over there. Oh, I could attack. If they don't have removal, I kill them next turn. Like, I can't beat a removal spell anyway. Like, I'm actually just dead on board to removal spell. So I might as well try and kill them. So if they have a removal spell, I double block, they kill one, and then I have no blockers, and I know I'm drawing dead. So I'm brainstorm locked. So I should just try and go for lethal and hope their hand sucks. Thing though, they have a Grafdigger's Cage in play. No! Good game, opponent. Wow, Niv's so good. They drew so poorly that game. They didn't cast a Niv forever. They still destroyed me. Do love that Niv Mizzle deck. Alright. This deck felt fine. I don't know. I'm not in love with it. I'm gonna definitely see how it could have done well against Phoenix or whatever. In playing Grafdigger's combo is impressive. I mean, they're both just good cards. Like, it's fine. When your cage turns off your Kling's replaced itself, so who cares? They're both just cards you should... Like, Kling you should definitely be playing in Niv decks. I think Cage is like more of an argument for or against, but... I think that interaction is a-okay. Because your Kling will always at least replace itself, so who cares? This deck felt fine. Main thing it made me want to do is ramp into Ulamog. like some sort of like blue-green X ramp deck with Ulamog as the top end sounds like very compelling to me at the moment with all the Jeskai running around. It feels like Jeskai is very ill-equipped to deal with that. So at some point I would maybe like to throw something like that together and see how it performs. Anyway, for everyone watching on YouTube, thank you for watching and be sure to like and subscribe.